And here we are again. Let's just see if everything catches up. And I think everything's fine. Sound seems alright. I guess you'll let me know if something goes wrong. So, today, some French coastal. Sure thing. Now, before I actually invite you, so the plan is... invite him anyways. There it is. I had some very big boosters that were about to expire before the stream. So I might actually play 3-3 first. Play the VLT2 and then just see what happens and then go spade all the new boats. That's the plan at least. Alright. Just a little bit concerned to see if the stream is actually catching up. But I think we should be fine. Yep. So let's just get right into it with 3-3. Hello there, Burmas. And glad to see that you can catch it live. It is indeed time for our weekly Saturday boating. Although almost didn't have any this week. I've had a very long day today, so I might be a little bit... how do I say this? A little bit disoriented. I might have to think a bit longer about my English as well. So don't expect peak gameplay today, it'll definitely just be... yeah, just seeing what I can do. Probably shouldn't have gone to B. B is a bit of a difficult capture point on this map, although it's looking like a down tier. Arras is of course always a good old wake-up call. We're going to go long. We are going to arty strike preemptively. Almost a kill. Seems like we have a clear strike line on B. Trying to contest us. Not sure if the American... okay, Clemson's spotted, but that's fine. That's an AI. I'm curious if the American PT boat is an AI or boat or not. Because I didn't check. Luckily not that it matters, because it'll give me full reward anyways. Let's see if we can blast this PR-123. Nope, it got replaced. Yeah, that's always a shame. They usually remove closed beta test vehicles from sale. Because that's the thing about VLT2, it was the premium for getting access to the French coastal tree. It's usually something that happens. Oh, well, you. Clara Claws. Ah, Arcanite, of course, more. I guess I haven't had any replacement premiums. Haven't really noticed because, well, I have VL2 too. Yeah, it's a bit weird that they haven't had a replacement. Oh, probably. But Arcanite is going to be very troublesome. Although, where is it? There you are. Fall RT on it. And we'll get into position for a torpedo drop. I'll take that assist. Now that's a bit more dangerous. It seems you managed to get a jump on it. Thank God. See if we can jump that Arcanite. In the meantime, also decapture this point, so we relieve some pressure. And prepare torpedo launch. These torpedoes are not slow, but not particularly fast. Stage 1, deal with the gun threat. Heavy damage, and yeah, the Arcanite got us. Torpedo seems decent still. Well, it was actually Arcanite, but oh well. Let's use a backup because we have a very big booster. And see if we can just turn around here. We have Phoenix in the Aras. We can help out against the Arcanite. Oops. Too friendly. Hello there. I'll take assists all day long. Arcanite has been sunk, lovely. Assist, but it's fine. There's a hostile at us. I can't quite tell where he's going yet, but he's shot from the flank. Somehow still survived that one. Okay, now I know where he's going. Let's try and get a C point from cover if possible. Wait for the Taras.
Another zone captured. We have the advantage.
Oh, hello. Authorities are really not liking the sea state. Already being able to get on target. The dust is very low, so we can just keep gunning it down. Go. Okay, he's going to our spawn area. I think so's the other one. Oh, there's one there as well, okay. Let's throw RT down there. I think there's actually not quite enough lead against it. Already a torpedo attack. Well, the RT lead might actually be decent. Yeah, it was actually pretty decent. And actually got it with the RT strike. Lovely. Not often it actually lead this correctly. Especially against destroyers. Over to there, that's fine. That's the Japanese reserve on the B point.
Attack the A point. Destroy the target.
Definitely pretty decent. Just have to knock that mommy out of the B point. Correct torpedo tube ready. He's right here as well. And distracted, so let's get a little bit closer to guarantee a hit. Okay, and of course it knocked out. No, it didn't. Launch one. That should hit. And boom goes the dynamite. We have an aircraft incoming, so we need to be careful. Assist is more than fine. Another cap.
Another zone captured, we have the advantage.
Let's see if we can sneak onto the A point as well. I mean, you're joking with the... well, you're kidding with the mommy having 277s, but that would actually be kind of dangerous with my current crew state. Let's not sneak onto the A point, because I no longer have any torpedoes, and I'm not going to fight off a Lamson like that. We also don't need to get to the A point at the moment. So let's just rearm our torpedoes and be ready to defend. I'm going to take a screenshot of it because this match with a 500% RP boost is going to be very nice. I'm genuinely thinking I might actually get all of the new boats in one match. With a bit of good favor. Hello, Jeff. It is, yes, that's only a thing for blue water vessels and any coastal with the blue water damage model, so frigates and I think even corvettes. That's actually a good point, that A5M might have been the mommy player. But yeah, most normal coastals actually don't have the not enough crew mechanic. There we go. Let's see what the rewards are, right? Yeah, that is most of the new boats just from one. So that's a new boat. We'll crew later. That's a new boat. And yeah, pretty far towards the Marne as well. So now we go to 1.0 with some new boats. And I believe this one's gonna go over there. There we go. So yeah, some of the new reserves. Let me invite Phoenix. There we go. This one looks kind of curious because it actually controls the 37 and the 13-2s at the same time. It might be funny. It's a bit weird to call the Momi better than the Mitsuki. I still think the Mitsuki is better, because it has 4 guns, but the Momi is a bit more survivable. So let's see, yeah. We're ready for 1.0, and I have some boosters I can use still, so why not? Oh, the VTP-12, sorry, yeah. It is... Yeah, 13-2s are better, but not by much. They're still fairly low caliber for naval. So it does take a while to actually sink something. But it's a bit easier than 7.7s. If only a bit. Also, I didn't actually order this. Awkward, because you don't have a real lineup for it. Oh well. Do not remind me of the thing that is jittery. I have a bit of a soft spot for jittery, but it doesn't. I do. It is linked in the description, I believe. Boramas. It is linked in the description. And have they fixed the Naval Arcade bug yet? Which one? The gunner one, I genuinely don't think they've done anything to the AI gunners in Arcade yet. And there's also the camera shake that you cannot switch off. Well, all I can say is that I'm very happy that I'm not an Arcade player. Was the red bug that short? Oh, do I not have my Discord link in the channel description? I might have to update that. Thank you for pointing it out to me. Yeah, I'll have to update that. They really did. The thing is, I'm sorry to say, but I can't really speak about Arcade too much because I don't play Arcade. I never have before. I definitely won't now. But it's something. Yeah. I've also heard very mixed reviews of the new aiming system. I've heard people saying they like it. I've heard a lot of people say they don't, as you point out to Struppen, that you just can't. It's like, it's weird. It's just weird. Yeah, I get it as well. But the thing is, the old aiming system wasn't that difficult. Like, just put crosshair in circle and shoot. Of course, that is only if you want to hit the engines, but... So let's take this one out first, because it'll take a little bit longer to spade. Yeah, I can get that. It's... Well, I think the other thing as well about the arcade aiming system at the moment is because of the bugs with AI gunners. It kind of masks what the aiming system really is supposed to be. Oh boy. The thing I think that makes me most annoyed with the new aiming system is that it disabled the possibility to use realistic aiming. Like, if you still had the option to use RB aiming in arcade, I don't think it would have mattered as much. But the fact that that somehow broke that keybind is just horrendous. I'm going to be a bit more sneaky, I think. I don't think these boats are too good at long-range fights. Also quite a small boat, actually. But to no longer, well, to set aside the arcade aiming system, the other new mechanics they added are actually pretty decent. Like the the change to HE damage has been appreciated. I think it's pretty neat. And the new flooding mechanic is fine for the most part. So that's at least something decent they've done. They decently implemented, rather. That is a player. Yeah. Let's follow the S-38s in. Yeah, let's definitely follow the S-38s in. Like that's the thing I also like about the HE change. They're now viable shells. They're not optimal, but they're viable. And this has been very nice to. I haven't actually properly given Japanese destroyers a chance again, but I'm very much looking forward to replaying them a bit. I've got a naval tournament coming up tomorrow as well, and apparently, for once, the Japanese destroyers are actually meta again. So that's going to be interesting. Cool. Hello. Okay, that took me down very quickly. Some 4 on the flank. We are. Mainly because I think the roster... Well, I'm not really the one who decides whether or not we get together again. But apparently the roster has been pretty good. For the current 3v3 naval tournaments. So it's going to be my first crack at it again in several months. In other news, April Fools is in 3 days. I'm really looking forward to what kind of event that will be. Hopefully something naval related once more, instead of, you know, just ground a bit of extra steps. I would love another run of subs as well. That submarine event like 2 years ago was great. Year and a half rather than 2 really, but still. Exactly. April Fools is very soon. If their trend of the last several years is still going to continue, they're probably going to let it run for a week or two and have it tied in with another event. And if they do like make it run for a while, and if it's naval related, you can bet I'm going to be streaming it. I wouldn't say so. If anything, the current map roster being fairly small would be in the subs advantage. Oh boy, I should not have rushed like this. I do not have the damage output to deal with like 3 or 4 boats. So we are just gonna start backing up again. Gonna keep backing up. So that one's gonna stray into the torpedo path, I think. Oh, almost. He's actually also a human. We're just gonna bow tank him. Just gonna bow tank him. There we go. Oh, the thing is, right. This might be a hot take for some people, but I think that submarines in general could be around like 2327 until 40, something like that. So that they face coastals and destroyers, which they could arguably deal with a bit more fairly. Especially coastals. I think if you add submarines with cannon or gun armament, that pitting them against coastals would be fine, because most coastals have anti-submarine weapons. And yeah, I'm personally also a bit of a... I'd love to see carriers at some point, but that's a whole different... What's the right for that? Right phrase for that? Oh well. Yeah, carriers are a whole different thing. Submarines are a whole lot more simple to add, I think. If that's advantage anything to go by. Yeah. Mainly because it is probably just the next big thing for naval. Because, to be perfectly honest, who really cares about the big battleships being added? Like, sure, Iowas, Yamatos, H-39, Bismarcks, cool ships, but they are just battleships again. And who cares? Yeah, they did. And the guy that data mines that is also on my Discord server, by the way, Bodamas. And he every now and then posts in there as well. I've been following that that forum thread about carriers. So, Ostrupen, I've made a like 40-minute video talking about what I think, or what I think carriers should be and the problems with them. If you ever want my full opinion on that video is old, so it's not like really what not my usual quality, or my most recent quality. But I still stand by what I said in that video. I don't actually know. I haven't been following the data mines that closely. I've only been following stuff naval related. So general data mines I haven't been following. So I have no clue if anything's been data mined for April Fool's yet or not. I've also been extremely busy the last week or two. I just do not know. Yeah. One of the main reasons why I want to have ship types like submarines and carriers is just for events. I'm actually not all that familiar with carrier conversions. I know that they exist for the Italians, I know that they exist for the Germans, but I'm not actually that familiar with what they are. It's a big boat. Okay. See, I'm not actually familiar with the Bolzano carriers. Let's try and get into the blind spot of that guy on the hill. It really doesn't matter at this point anymore. There we go. Alright. Oh, I think I have heard of that, Jeff. I think I have, and that sounds absolutely insane. That kind of just splitting the AD ship like that. This is the one with the gun, isn't it? No, it isn't. Let's get some APT and some speed upgrades. They really didn't. The problem with that as well is, right, I think, is you can't really battle test naval on the dev server. Well, you can and you can't, especially with this update. The big thing that was being tested was the loss of floatability mechanic, which took all of everybody's attention. And arcade is already not really the most talked about mode for naval. Like, I didn't really look into it that much. I was also preoccupied with the loss of floatability thing. And then the update comes out. We look at the loss of floatability thing. It looks okay. We look at the hull break thing. Actually looks okay. And then we look at the AB thing, and we look at the aiming system a bit more closely and realize this really isn't great. Just isn't. But yeah. The thing... Okay. Scout. The repair bug, whilst it is very annoying, there is a very simple fix to it. And that is, if I can get it to it, common battle settings, this, switch that to no. Having this off means you don't get the repair bug anymore. At least to my knowledge. We don't know why it's related to that, but that wasn't my intention. It is most likely related to it. It's also... I never really take the time to do proper bug reports because they're a bit of a pain in the ass to just get all the necessary files and stuff. Yeah, Oh, speaking about things that noobs will get on by default, did any of you see that recent how to hit ships video from Gaijin themselves? And how in the entire, I think, 6-minute video, they didn't mention the adjust range thing for realistic battles once? That was quite the gem to see. Oh, really? Yeah, I could not resist commenting on that because that is not something you should have no. That is not something you shouldn't talk about in that type of video. Like, hold on, where is it? It is in Misk. This, and this, the most important setting if you're playing naval realistic battles. Genuinely. Because what I'm doing currently with my cursor, you see the gun move? Like the range move? Yeah, they didn't do any of that. What they showed was just aim up and down, which is... yeah, just not how you play realistic. I don't know why it isn't the default setting. You know what the default setting is for the scroll wheel? It's zoom. Which... yeah. It doesn't... yeah, the arcade aiming system definitely was a bit half-baked, wasn't it? Never happens, of course it never happens. Where's the enemy? The other side of the sky, of course. Oh, that's one of those good French boats. BTP-13. Yeah, but I'd argue that volumetrics for ground is a lot less scuffed than arcade aiming is in naval at the moment. Though I don't play ground nearly as much for it to really matter. I don't know where I'm going. Okay. Let's get behind the rock and take some cover. I would definitely go for 44 ISO. Not even a question. I don't particularly care about the Sovietsky Soyuz, but the 1944 Issei is definitely a ship I would want to have. Also, in general, not really much of a question when you're asking that to a Japanese main, is it? Yeah, 37 is a nice little boost to the damage output of the ship. Especially since the ballistic is very similar to the 13 roll. I'm not quite sure what ship that is, but it's one of those, like, coastal water battleships. So it's not... I don't quite know what ship that is.
Attack the enemy.
There's a lot of ships I don't really know about. Yeah, that's just always been the case. Battle Fleet. But I don't really mind that much. I did a monitors, that's the one. That's the word I forgot. I'm not quite sure what the JDS Izumo is. I'm not that familiar with the Cold War ships. Oh, the carrier. Not sure.
We're controlling most of the zone.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I actually don't know which one of the two I'd like. I think I'd probably still have to go with Yamato. Although it's a very close call because I'm just not all that familiar with the Izumo's like actual armament and capabilities. There's a part of me that finds this very funny that they call those ships helicopter destroyers and then give them the exact same naming scheme as their actual fleet carriers. Which, sure. Well, actually Kaga is not the carrier fleet. Kaga's a bit weird because that's not a carrier name, that is a battleship name. So, still. It is one of the more famous carriers for Japan. I know it is. Still, I still find it somewhat funny that they couldn't have carriers, so it's a helicopter destroyer, but then they give it the name of one of their most famous carriers, which, sure. Yeah, that's also the other thing, like, okay, sure, F-35s, I don't really care that much about F-35s. It's meh. I kind of don't find carriers that only carry one type of aircraft very interesting. I like having like carriers of all of these distinct aircraft for their own niche roles. Creates variety of it. It's also something I really like about Japanese carriers is that their aircraft are named very clearly about what they are for World War II aircraft. So an A6 is a fighter, the Ds are dive bombers, Bs are torpedo bombers / level bombers, Cs are recon aircraft. I love that kind of naming scheme. Nice and simple. There's a mine. I don't like hearing mine warnings. Theoretically speaking, we could get both. We could get Kaga as the carrier and Tosa as the battleship. Okay, that is a PBY trying to land, I think. I mean, it does. It's still your whole sections. and those do indicate your health. So it is kind of useful to know what hull segment is, how wounded the hull segment is without having to look at your X-ray, although it is right there. It doesn't really matter. It is just an extra overlay that's there. It exists. That might be useful, Scout, but that is not what's happening, is it? Also, I will say, that hull break really doesn't come into effect with coastal matches. It's only really a thing with a blue water ship shooting at a coastal vessel, from my experience. There we go. A boat fully spaded. Now I just need to spade the reserve. Oh, I think I'd have to go for Ryujo just because it's one of those one-off carriers that has a really interesting history and design history. But Unryu, I'm not actually all that familiar with the Unryus except for that one Drakenifal video on them. But I think I'd have to go for Ryujo just because of how weird and wacky of a carrier that is. I should never think about it. Yeah, the one thing I do find kind of cool about the later Japanese carrier is their, like, slanted funnels sticking side, like, at 45-degree angle outside of the superstructure. Something about that look is just peak to me. Very nice. But the older carriers with their funnels sticking out of the side, pointing down, are also kind of... I just like Japanese ships. I couldn't really pick my favorite, although I have picked my favorite, but still. The main reason why I like playing the Japanese ships is just because I like the look of them. So they always have something I like the look of. That is, yeah, that is 100% what they should have done. Is even... Because the very interesting thing about the... Like, the Issei literally is just the perfect test bed for it. The Seaplane Tenders less because they didn't actually really carry strike aircraft, but Issei genuinely was supposed to be an aircraft carrier like supplement, so it carried actual dive bombers. I think it actually just carried D4Ys without floats. They were supposed to land either on other carriers or land bases. Or ditch. Yeah, but to be honest, the Tonia was added before recon aircraft were launchable. So putting it in a fit with more AA was definitely the right call. It is, when it was introduced, it was also the heaviest anti-air cruiser for Japan, period. I think it was just the heaviest anti-air ship for Japan, period, when they added it. So I don't mind it being in the fit it is. Yeah, I would love to see the battle carrier version of the Isis. They're such weird, goofy, and magnificent ships. And yeah, as said, they carry... I don't actually know how many D4Ys they carried, but I think it was double digits? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, 22. But I think the 22 total was a mix of recon aircraft and strike aircraft, but I'm not entirely sure on that. Oh, let's actually get the APT.
Réparer le navire au climat. Allez, codifié.
Yeah, but let's not talk about that. But you know, the ESA just carried D4Ys and... Oh, I want to say C series aircraft and not E's. But I'm not sure if it actually carried C6s. Actually, no, C6s are just carrier-based aircraft, aren't they? It should have carried E's then. E13s, maybe. Don't know. I don't really keep knowledge about ships that aren't in game close to hand. I have my hands full just remembering what every ship in this game does. Something's on the zone, so we aren't yet. Never mind. Okay. I thought I saw us no longer capping for a second. There's something here. Hello, Type T1. The worst of the Japanese coastals. That's a miss. Somebody gone. Yep, nobody else here. So we motor to the B point. Alrighty. And capturing the zone behind us. Sneaky devils. Yeah, that makes sense. And maybe we'll get capped with teammates.
Enemy forces have captured that zone. Allied forces have captured the zone. The enemy is weak.
Okay, that's actually a pretty big boat to see around here. No less squishy. So now, so I don't have to be too worried about a torpedo right into my face. There we go. I get the feeling I'm really missing out on a lot of assists, but I think I might actually just not be doing a lot of damage either.
We've captured most of the strategic zones.
That's the G5D dish gunners, isn't it? Or even the 20 mil. Might not have been. Okay. It's a G5 that hurts. Dangerous at the moment, but we'll be fine. This is a player one as well, we can go with decals.
Most of the zones.
I really wish I had some depth charges right and run now. These are far easier to use as melee weapons than torpedoes are. Nice with our player ships. It's fine. Maybe... No. Darn. Ricochets and non-pens all around with these guns. But oh well, it's a reserve, who cares? BTF must be having a time of his life. Yep.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
I don't know. That might be the case. I never really mess around with HE bolts on lower caliber cannons. Even though I really should. More and more, but I just don't want to deal with the hassle of switching belts due to circumstances. This is Sokote on B. Nope, there was a D3 on B, okay.
We've captured most of the strategic zones. Somebody attack him!
I think either way after this match we'll jump into the Akonit. And there we go. Not the most, not the best match in this ship. But it should be good enough. There we go. So now on to Akonita 2.3. Let's see. What does this lineup look like at 2.0? Not all that different, does it? Well, let's just replace, let's see. Do I not have anything on this crew slot yet? I guess I don't. Okay. Well, let's not do this for Akonit, but that's definitely something Marne could take. So Arras is there, this one's there, so let's take Akonit and this one. And that seems about right. Let's upgrade the crew. And when my squad is ready, we'll move on. Does this thing get a hedgehog by default? No. Just looks like the hedgehog is loaded for some reason. And so do the depth charges, actually. Now look at it. Oh well. Actually, now that I think about it, do the Flower and Isles have those depth charges? They don't, do they? Huh. So this is actually the first Flower class Corvette with the hedgehogs. Cool. Yeah, the goal for tonight is going to be unlocking Marne and at least playing one match in it. Although I'll have to see if I'll actually manage to stay awake long enough. How much RP is it to spray this thing? I didn't quite catch it. Oh well. Ireland Bay is already a good start. Pretty decent map for an aggressive boat. Of course, not the direction I want to be looking at. And there we have a Marne, meaning we are up-tiered. This thing turns like a bus. Those weird guns in the back are also the tertiary armament, which is a bit awkward. But we'll live with it. This thing also has a radar, although sadly not actually modeled. I might need a push to get myself to turn. I do like these Corvettes though. After having seen the movie Greyhound, I have a soft spot for these Corvettes. They're cool. It also helps that they're actually pretty good in game as well.
Destroy the target.
Actually not the worst top speed stock. And we of course does have a Liscum. There we go, smacked him. If we just hit the same spot again, I might even be able to detonate him. There we go. And there's a Russian barge now. If I had sap, this would probably be a little bit easier. Because I think that's the actually armored Russian boat. Which my HE shall not do too much against. There's several of these Corvettes rolling around. Trying to splash his ammunition. Yeah, my gun didn't keep undershooting. Fine. So that's going to be a little bit less fine.
Somebody attack him.
Just bounce off the third roof. Yeah, if I had sap, I could have just gone for his ammunition. But I don't. So I just have to go for all of his turrets. This bridge. Go. The guy's sinking, so it's no longer a threat. Bonk that guy a little.
We are losing. Destroy the target.
Aircraft up, we'll just keep our gunners active. Hello there, Liscum. My front gun get on target, there we go. This is the bridge. It's too far to knock out the gun, and of course my gun's gonna get knocked out. That is a toss bomb? Not even a toss bomb, a skip bomb. I'm not mad. That is vaguely impressive in a Stuka. To skip bomb somebody. Team is not really doing too well in this one. Very well.
Enemy forces have captured that zone.
I wonder if that is the Stuka bomb, isn't it? Oh well. If my gun can behave, I should be able to knock him out. I'll take an assist, I guess. I'm going to be aiming for the ammunition of the front gun. I mean the ammunition that's in that little tower there. You might actually do more good by just shooting all of his crew compartments instead, like that, instead of trying to hound for the ammunition.
A little more effort, and victory will be ours.
Been pretty lucky that even with an up there we haven't really faced any destroyers. Just have to have faith in my gunners. Okay, yeah, no, gunners switch target, please. I don't want to get skip bombed again. Okay, that should have knocked him out. And we could do one again by a Stuka by the looks of it. Okay, kind of scary. So you do just tend to become public enemy number one when sailing ships like this. That guy just got in the middle of an arty strike, so he's got cleared out. Aircraft up. It's really close.
Somebody attack him!
He's off target there. Straight into the ring.
Somebody attack him! Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
I'm gonna hit the island. There's something on this cap with me. That scares me a little. It is that, okay, SF-40, it's a player. But I know where to ammo rack SF-40s. There. In between the two guns is a ammo rack. Okay, I need to just keep my AA gunners up, I think.
Another zone captured. We have the advantage.
And there's the Russian coastal again.
Take him down!
Careful, he doesn't actually just ammo rack me like that. Fine. Shouldn't be too tunnel vision because we need to be careful for flankers. And it's an aircraft strafing me now. We're fine.
Keep it up, and victory will be ours.
He's actually hit the ammo rack though. And there we go. Ooh. Through there. I have no secondary guns, so that's a bit of a pain. I'm going to get torpedoed. Yeah, I'm not escaping that one. That's gonna hurt. Yeah. But that is most certainly a very good run in that ship. I think the awkward part about the Akonit is that you don't really have that good of a backup for it when you get sunk in it. Compared to the British tree where you have two of those ships and some fairly decent 2.3s to back it up. And with the French you just have Akonit and that's it. Sure, this isn't really that bad of a boat, but 20 and 250 cals is a little bit lacking in this battle rating. Because 2.3 is the battle rating where a lot of nations start getting their first Bofors boats. So not having anything like that is a bit... yeah. That should be game. Alright. That is actually a decent bit of RP into the Aconite, and I think it should be... Ooh, yeah, that's a fair chunk towards spading it. Let's get some gun targeting speed upgrades. Get some speed upgrades. Bomb mortar for the fun of it. Bombs and shrapnel protection. And let's research the rangefinder next. There we go. Yeah, that should be good. I most likely will not have unlocked Marne by the time I spade the Aconite. But so be it. As soon as we're all ready. And off we go. Hello there. I'm doing fine. I've had a bit of a long day, so I'm a little bit tired, but I'm fine. I've been playing some French boats. And they've been treating me well as usual. Though I haven't been playing as much naval as I really wanted to the last few weeks. Nor have made any real progress on videos like I wanted to the last few weeks. But oh well. Yeah, the French boat's been good. It's been pretty. It's the a British flower class in French service. The flowers are pretty good, so yeah. Aconite is pretty good. Oh, I forgot to equip the depth charges, didn't I? Oh well, next time. Show off. Turns a lot better now. So now with the mobility modifications. Oh, the hulls of these two ships are actually different, for them both being flower class. The Brantford steps down immediately after the gun in front of the bridge, but the Aconite only steps down near the funnel. Interesting. Oh, that's not great. That is not great at all. We're in the middle of an arty strike. Well. Oh god. Yeah, and of course I'm the one that gets hit. Yeah, I'll use a backup, I guess. Not the greatest start, though. Well. Yeah, the kind of sad thing about it is I saw the RT shell hit in front of me and I knew immediately I was going to get hit by it. There's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, I should stop jinxing myself. That is certainly something I could do.
Attack the enemy! Take him down! We are losing.
Yeah, you might have. It's also another boat that looks pretty decent. Like new German Schütze. BGO2 what's back?
Take him down!
Rassen des... Oh god. I'm really picking my fights right, am I? This is the French flower, yeah. Let's swap to sap and shoot the engines. It's a... yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the French have a flower class, but they have one. And I'm not going to complain about it. Yeah, that's looking at me and I don't like it looking at me. So we are going to start backing up. And getting the hell out of dodge. And that PT just ate my sap shell. Done. I will say the one thing I don't like this ship for is trying to snipe modules, because this front gun is not accurate at all. Oh, hello there, Tyrio. Been a while. The thing is, sure, English gun, haha, inaccurate, funny. The L9059, the one with the 25 pounders, is really accurate. It's a really fun boat because of it, in my opinion. Yeah. But this is a bit of a shame that this gun is so inaccurate. Maybe it's just because it's so short for a 4-inch gun. I don't know.
Allied forces have captured the zone.
Luckily there wasn't much to left to spade this ship, so even with a little bit of a bad performance we should be able to do it. It is so much faster. For coastal, it is genuinely a lot faster. I would highly recommend, if you're thinking about getting into a coastal 3, definitely do it now. With bots counting as much as players, it's a very nice time to grind in coastal. Especially since before this update, they've made coastal have like actual coastal maps a lot more. It is so much nicer. I wouldn't be able to tell you just how much faster it is, but it is certainly more on par with how Blue Water feels like to grind. Like playing rank 4 and 5 coastals as I have recently, it wasn't that rare for me to get into 8,000 RP a match. If it was an actual proper, coastal match where I didn't have to face too many destroyers. Yeah. Like, at the start of tonight's stream, I did one match in VLT2 with 500% RP booster. That was 40,000 RP, which without the booster I think would have been 7,000-ish? Yes, exactly. So a bot, an AI, like something like that, will give the exact same reward as killing a player ship does now. And it really improves coastal grinding a lot. It is really cool. It's made me really motivated to just finish my grind for some coastal vessels recently. It is so much faster. I wouldn't say so. So coastal is much closer to tanks in terms of having to think about positioning and not getting flanked. It's not that difficult. You do definitely have to be aware of where you're going, how vulnerable you are to certain enemies, know where enemies go, where to hide from. It's different. I wouldn't say it's particularly hard. Of course, if you're just looking at my gameplay from the Akonit, it is a very tanky ship. So I am a lot more aggressive and a lot more careless in my positioning with it. But still. Look what these guys are doing. They're just sitting behind a rock in the cap, exposing themselves so they can shoot. Then, slowly but surely, just checking the corners. Come on, gun, work with me. There we go. Yeah, exactly. Your movement is different. I think the general tactics are similar, but the way you move is very different. Like, neutral steering isn't a thing, obviously. So, well, actually, technically speaking, neutral steering can be a thing. Although it wouldn't be a thing on this ship because it only has one propeller. That's something I should try and showcase, shouldn't I? But it's definitely not as much a thing as it is for ground. I'm going to get run into by the Litchfield. Thank you very much. Even though you're steering straight for a rock. Yeah. Great. Then he turns, of course, shoving me further into the rock. Yep, that's the one. I'll try and showcase the separate engine control. Game. And let's see if we can showcase it. Well, I can't showcase it in a squad, so I probably won't. But still. That is Akonit spaded. Lovely. So back to 3-3 now. To play some VLT2. So what you can do is, if you go to controls, if you go to movement, here, separate engine control. So what this does is your left and right engine can be different axes. It's kind of weird to set it up, because instead of basically having W and S, you need to double that, which is a bit difficult. You know what, let's do Shift S. Is it? Well, I have a Azurity keyboard, so it might look a bit strange. And starboard will be Control. There we go. And can I showcase it? Does this thing have two props? It does. If you two don't mind waiting for just a minute, I will be showing off what this does. If I can manage to get it to work properly. So, of course that's the same button. That is starboard. So my left engine is now full forward. My right is full back. Oh, but hold on, I didn't put it to relative. I still need to put this to relative control. Okay, so do I have this? Relative control. And I also need a button for reset axis value. So let's put that on X for the time being. And X for this one as well. And let's try this again. So left full forward. Right full back. It's... yeah, not quite working, is it? Yeah, it's weird. You can basically control your engine separately, which allows you to turn sharper, but not quite neutral steer. It's a mechanic I don't actually see that many people use, the separate engine control. I never really see the point in using it either. Arguably, you can use it to, you know, get tighter turns. So if you need to dodge torpedoes, it might come in handy, but it's genuinely not needed. Okay. So back to inviting them. There we go. Perfect. Well, let's try and go wide again. Yeah, exactly. It's a very weird mechanic that has existed for Naval for a very long time, but I've never really seen the utility in it compared to how complex it is to actually, you know, manage two different engines when you don't have any feedback for it. Uh-oh. Hold on. There we go. Okay, for some reason my zoom button didn't want to work. But now it does. Let's throw some preemptive arty. Oh yeah, was that 15? Ooh, we got a very big up there then, didn't we? That 15 is 4-0. Oh boy, okay, that's gonna be rough. Okay, again, my zoom is not working. There it is. I think I need to reset those keybinds. These are causing conflicts. Yeah, that's it. They're causing conflicts on my forward. Yeah, that's BRs are kind of funny for naval, aren't they?
The Allied forces have
So
captured
we
a
just
zone.
quickly clear these because they're causing issues. Yeah, and as well with this update I actually moved quite a few 6.3 battleships down to 6.0, which is, yeah, that is a option, not a good option, but that's an option. Also kind of the exact opposite of decompression. But oh well, we'll have to live with it. For now at least. Until they change their mind again. Yeah.
We're ahead of the enemy.
Yeah. Although to be perfectly honest, the Atlanta kind of did deserve an up tier to 5.7. It was a monster at 5.3. think that's the case for a lot of cruisers, really, especially light cruisers.
Take him down. Allied forces have captured a zone.
Where is it? Arras. There it is. It's something shooting me.
Attack the enemy. I'm sorry.
Groupe de réparation. Comme qui a ciblé les dégâts.
Attack the enemy.
What is hitting me? I don't. I think it's actually one of the auxiliary guns on the Arras. He's practically stationary, so let's just bombard him. That is poor timing. Very poor timing. And they both have spawn protection as well. The Arras is actually reversing some artillery I just missed. I think the Arras, one of the secondary guns at 75 in the front, is kind of low velocity, so you might have just been able to arc it over this little island.
Keep it up and victory will be ours.
At least that's what I think that was happening.
Réparez les lance-torpilles.
Torpedo ready? No, I can't shoot at angle. There we go. Does it arm in time? It didn't arm in time. There we go.
Mercy. Thank you. Somebody attack him.
Yeah, that's of course spawned the backup, but I no longer have torpedoes, so I need to rearm them. Do have some artillery ready though.
Destroy the target.
I don't think the Arras can actually go underneath the bridge, so let's aim there-ish. See what happens. I'll just load some torps. Ah, right, you did. Phoenix. You did. This is definitely one of the smaller maps for Coastal. A lot closer. But spawn killing in general is not really that difficult in Coastal either. It's just, of course, you need to be a bit careful with spawn protection, because that is a thing, enable spawn protection, and it can be very dangerous. Okay. Is there a French boat?
Contrôle des dégâts à vos postes.
It's not that big of a problem, really. Because I didn't really spawn kill the Arras, more as I just pushed into the spawn when there was nobody there and then torpedoed him. Also, the Arras is really fast, so it didn't have to be in its spawn. It could have been, you know, way out in the flank in the open where it would have been a bit difficult. Can we just get to him? Ouch. And there I go. Let's
Abandonnez le navire.
bomb him, I guess.
Abandonnez le navire.
There's not much time in the match left anyway, so... Arras got taken down. I know, I didn't really easy problem. Well, that should be a decent chunk of progress towards the Marne. There we go, almost 7,000 RP. So one more match like that should do it. Actually, how... Yeah, I still have a fair bit to go for spading difficulty 1. Yeah, it should be one more game. That's, you know what? To ensure it's one more game, let's activate a big old booster. Oh, it says that some vehicles of my squad mate are broken. So he has to repair them. There we go. I find it a difficult question, what the best nation for coastal is. Yeah, I don't really have that clear cut of a answer to that. For Blue Water, it's a lot easier. America is very beginner friendly. But for coastal, that's a much more difficult question. I would personally go with either Italy, Japan, and Russia. I think Italy is fairly neutral. It's not the easiest to begin with, but it has a really funny top tier boat because it has a missile, and it has some, you know, pretty standard decent boats. Russia has some really good top tier boats as well, some stinkers, but some really good ones as well. And Japan also has some really good ones. Yeah. Like Japan and Russia are some really good ones. For frigates, definitely Japan and Russia. Maybe Britain, but I'm actually not that big of a fan of the frigates. Whitby for Italy does not have a frigate. Well, no, they have one, but it's really bad. The boat you want to look for Italy is Sata, because it has missiles. That is the one reason why Italy is worth it, is just Sata. It is so funny to play at 4.7 and just blast a bomber out of the sky with a missile. Because even after all these years, nobody expects it, and it's still always just as funny. The French one? The French top tier one also has missiles, but they're not particularly good. They're very slow. Okay. It's more of a gimmick rather than an actual usable weapon like the Satas and the Tunas are. Yeah. They also, I think, actually are the anti-tank missiles. They're the SS-11s. Lots of enemy destroyers. It should mean this capture point is free for me to take. Fairly free, at least. No. No, the frigates in the Japanese fleet are post-war. So they carry a lot of American and NATO weaponry, but they are Japanese ships. Just not World War II. Well, most of them are not World War II Japanese ships. Shonan and Chidori are, but the rest are just post-war. The turrets are the ones... Actually... There is a British frigate with it. The Terra Nova has the same gun, the same turret. That's an American turret. It's an American weapon system that, weirdly enough, the Americans don't use that gun shield for it. But the Japanese and British do. At least on the ships that we have. Yes, Terra Nova is Canadian, sorry. Yep, I assumed that was going to happen. I was at 7% crew. A hit from that thing would have killed me. Oh well, we'll just take another one, because we are not being contested in the coastal areas.
We're ahead of the enemy.
As that thing walls in.
Destroy the target. Destroy the target.
Yeah, I just need to reserve L3 that sunk me. But again, I was on 7% crew, only the rear segment. I was a bit careless. I shouldn't have been. That's not what I saw earlier.
Somebody attack him.
Yeah, LS3 is pretty decent. It does have some issues with overheating, which can be a bit much for a new player to deal with. It's a pretty decent boat. Yeah, it is a pretty small and reactive boat. It's scary. There's got some destroyers around, it's always scary. So we are going to hide behind this boat and lie in wait for some torpedo ambushes. I never really understand people who bring 3 reserves. We're in a 4-0 match, and that guy spawned 3 reserves. Why? I think he's in a squad, isn't he? Yeah, might be a bit of a fail squad. It isn't free money though, it's just... For some reason, I think some people think that Reserve Coastal and Reserve Blue Water is the same BR, whilst it really isn't. My torpedo is already away, which might hit, might not. Maybe. Looks like my torpedo hit, did it? Oh, actually no, my torpedo hit. Lovely. Now I need to try and find a target which doesn't have a ton of anti-air. That's going to be hard. Let's select the 2,000 pound bomb. I do have a fuse delay on it. Good. I don't think it's for God mode either. I genuinely think I have seen it, where people spawned like the reserve destroyer and then 2 reserve coastals, and that is absolutely not what you're supposed to do. That's a lot of destroyers, and I think a lot of anti-air firepower over there. Although that's a Frunze, that's...
Attack the enemy.
I can't actually tell. I think that's a Clemson. That guy still being alive is a bit irksome though, because British destroyers do have pretty decent anti-air. So I do have to keep my distance from that. This guy over here though. wasn't necessary at all, but still.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
That's a Clemson with the 20 mils. That is not a Clemson. That is not a Clemson at all. Dodge and roll. Dodge and roll. Dodge and roll. It is a Clemson, but it's a British one. There we go. Some hits, but nothing too major. Yeah, I can understand that. I will say I haven't... I'm a bit out of touch with what it feels like to grind through like 5.0, 5.3, 5.7. It wasn't either Churchill. I haven't played that kind of cruisers from stock in months, if not years. Because all of my blue water tech trees are 2.6.0, at least. So I'm really out of touch with what it feels like to stock grind tech trees again. Oh jeez, okay, there goes the wing. I was thinking of just rocket striking the British destroyer, just to see if I could crew kill it. But I think this match is going to be over, isn't it? Ooh, and Arras might be interesting pick now. Alright, there's a Calp over there. Yeah, my torpedo hit did mess his front up pretty badly. But not enough. I wish my accuracy was greater in this. There we go. That might actually be enough to put the Calp down. And it is, he is sinking. I'm gonna hold off on the repairs until I'm vaguely safe from it, which I am. Okay, let's see if we can still make it onto the B point.
The Allied forces have captured a zone.
Okay, that's an AI Frunze luckily, was a player.
Attack the enemy.
Good to see you as well, Tyriel. And have a good day as well. Oh, you're kidding me. Please, please don't go for me, Wyvern. Please don't go for me. Of course. Another negative of the Arras is it has no anti-aircraft guns. But I can get a second plane. Ah, that's annoying though. Daring to cast like that. I say that as I spawn my own cast. Just I don't know, the Wyvern feels a bit icky to die to. I don't... sea looks clear. The thing is, I can't really cover against coastals, because coastals are really dangerous to go after as CAS aircraft. Because especially AI ships have really good anti-air gunnery.
Attack the enemy!
As I'm already getting lit up by that one over there. That's another Clemson class. That guy should probably vanish, because he's in a spot where he shouldn't be. That anti-air pattern to me looks like a Frunze, and I think it is. Just pray my wings don't get snapped off by a random 37. Just keep dodging and weaving. On my way. I did get a kill at least. And the Frunze is Russian. But yeah. Let's see if I can spectate any of my squad mates. If they're still alive. Which they aren't. Yeah, that's just gonna be game over. The annoying thing though is I technically want to wait for this match to be over so I can get my, you know, research points. Yeah, that's the thing. The Marvin is definitely unlocked after this match, but I have to wait for this match to be over. Yeah, Martin also doesn't have any anti-air. I wish I was as talented as him with commentating on replays. You also don't really get to see an awful lot from the spectator camera. Like, I don't know what the minimap is like unless I do that. No, not even that. That. And I still don't really know what's going on. Actually, can I? No. Oh boy. That's Harry. And that Matsuki's sinking now, isn't he? They do have two destroyers going towards the sea point. They do have the time, don't they? I think they do still have time to reach. Oh, actually, there's some one of them. There is still another one though, going for the sea point. Top speed.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
Okay, this Borask is doing work. Can I still ping the map? I can't. Nope. He's just shooting into the spawn now. What's going on with Brisenden? Brisenden is looking over in the right direction. Although at the wrong... Actually, no, he's looking at that one now. And they're on sea already. Yeah, it's game over. We just do not have the units anymore. Borask is the... is a destroyer. I think it's actually the reserve one as well. This Brisenden is sinking, so he's out for the count. The Matsuki is somehow still afloat. Borask is still doing his thing, but he's gonna get outnumbered very quickly just sitting out in front of the spawn like that. Yeah, we just lost a Brisenden to a Surprise, okay. There goes the Borask to a Nepal. Yeah, just a matter of time before we lose this one. The Mitsuki is also shooting quite high, which is a bit concerning. But there we go.
We've lost. But next...
Still an incredibly good chunk of research points. 14,000. That was with a 200% booster, but still. And that is indeed the Marne unlocked. Let's order crew later. And continue with La Combattante. So now we remove our 3 3s and we go to 3-0. So Arras is in there. 1959 is there. And I believe this one gets Surprise, but this one doesn't get any higher BRs. Nope. So Marne goes in that slot. And we'll play one match at 3-0. Let's actually also improve the crew. I liked 1959. It's a decently good sniper, which you wouldn't expect from artillery guns, but it's decently... they're very accurate. So you can actually snipe people with it, if you know how to lead the shots. I liked 1959 when I spaded it. That's also... I'm gonna just repeat it real quick. The thing I've done with French Coastal is I've only played them during a live stream. So if there's any point where you want to look what I think about French Coastal, it'll be somewhere in the previous live streams. But yeah, 1959 is definitely more of a long-range sniper, sit on a corner, snipe stuff. You don't push up in a 1959. Okay, we're ready. Let's do one match of Marne and see what it's like. Ooh, this one is a bit pricier to spade. But we'll be fine with sap. It's low pan sap, but that's fine. What's the fuse delay? 0.01. It's actually pretty long, I think. We'll see what it does. Oh, we don't even get full efficiency towards Combattante. Oof. That's a bit of a shame. Yeah, it's 250,000 RP. Because the thing is, research cost is not tied to battle rating, it is tied to rank. So it is a rank 5 vehicle, it gets rank 5 research costs. Can I actually just quickly... Same for these things. It's a top rank vehicle. Gets top rank research costs, even though it's 6-7. But oh well. Actually, I'm now just 2 vehicles short of the complete French tree, am I? It is a bit funny that France doesn't have a 7-0. Although, I actually really liked Strasbourg. Although, I haven't played it much this update. I played it a bit last update and I really liked it. But I still have to get to really play it again with the new AP and the new ballistics. Who knows? Come on, matchmaker. You've been kind to me the entire night. I'd wish to get a match fairly soon. Let's see if there's anything I really need to upgrade at the moment, but it doesn't look like it. I've never actually been not much of a traveler myself. So I've never really been. That I'm very much aware of, but yeah. Well, see you around, Quark. There we go. Okay, Ireland Bay. On the other side of the map for once. Let's see what we can do with Marne.
Sécurité de navire.
Okay, spawn facing the correct direction.
Alerte de collision.
We might be in a down tier as well. So that would be very nice if that's the case. Cyclone is 3.3. But the T-51A is 2.3. So there is still a possibility of destroyers. But no, nothing too extreme. Those funnels look so tiny on this boat. That's alright. Cyclone's having some internet issues, and here, you go over there, cut me off instead of just going behind me. And off we go. What's the ammo rack like? A little bit vulnerable. I do have fuel tanks protecting the engines, which is nice. But the ammo rack positions in the front and rear are a bit vulnerable to somebody who knows how to aim. One gun out. That did a lot of damage. Velocity is really low on these guns. Can angle this thing pretty well and still have two guns on target, which is great. Reload is a little bit long though. 5 seconds. But just having a forward firing arc compared to the Aras is already very nice. Guns are equally as inaccurate though. Very much equally as inaccurate. Okay. Don't really care that 50 calls are shooting at me. Okay, so now I'm going to do the funny to the Cyclone. Or try to do the funny to the Cyclone. And let's just shoot the ammunition that's in its superstructure. Almost hit it. There we go. Fine. Crossing the A point, we'll do that later. Do that later. Yeah, I'm already liking this boat in a downturn like this.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Apparently Aras is probably going to take the A point. Perfect. So you're going to continue circling. Provide cover for the C point. Yeah, now that's going to be the big problem though, is that I don't have any anti-air guns. So if my team does spot an aircraft, I can't do anything against it. Or about it, rather. Don't read, but still works. Sorry about that, Lord. Straight into the magazine. And the Phoenix got sunk by a torpedo, I assume. LS3 is going to be a bit dangerous if he manages to sneak up on me. From the C point, that's probably LS3 I saw, yep.
Just a little more effort, and victory will surely be ours. Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Okay, that works for me. Luckily, that American PT doesn't carry any torpedoes.
We don't have the advantage anymore.
Those are too far behind. The sub shells do very nice damage, though. Ouch! Okay, that is the frontal magazine. Or part of it, at least. So those are indeed vulnerable.
Attack the enemy!
Okay, that dispersion was a bit all over the place.
The enemy's getting closer to victory.
forgetting to actually fire that 65mm gun. Because it fires a lot quicker than 100mm. It's also loaded with sap, so it's pretty good against coastals. I'm a bit in the way, am I? Let's see if I can capture C from them. Although the aircraft is really scary. So, worst come to worst, I can still just get a backup.
Somebody attack him.
Trying to hit that magazine underneath that PT-76 turret. It's not easy. I also have an aircraft engine, so that's going to be my end. Never mind, he is flat spinning.
Take him down.
Yep, of course somebody's going to try and back capture B behind me. But my job is just to get C now. It's actually a fairly good, it's actually really good reload for a 100mm gun. Traverse speed is a bit slow, but again it's stock, so it might just get alleviated when I spade it. Yeah, 5-second reload on 100mm guns. Not bad.
Destroy the target.
They're not the most consistent guns though, sadly. But they work.
Victory is near.
They certainly do work. That's a bit too much smoke. Can't see what I'm doing.
Allied forces have captured
There
the
we go. And this match is going to be over very quickly. There's no players left anymore. Yeah, very good first match in the Marne, that isn't it? It's definitely not my average. Actually, double digits definitely is my average on a purely coastal match. It can be my average, but 19? 31,000 damage? Definitely not. Yeah, and look, 8.7k RP. Pretty nice. Let's get some rudder shift, and then we can do primary armament targeting. Yeah, not a bad first match at all. But I am going to leave it at that for tonight, since I am very tired. I've had a very long day. But yeah, So expect in the next time we go to French Coastal to do Marne VLT and then maybe Combatant, who knows. Yeah. Next week, let me think what I'll do next week. If it is a naval-based April Fool's event, that definitely that. If it isn't, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I could still do. I could complete my British. I could get Colorado, maybe. There's a lot of stuff I could do, but I'm at the end of the line for a lot of nations. So I might just have to grind through them at some point. Maybe my Italians need some work as well. But yeah, so next week is still up in the air. Unless it's a naval event for April Fools, then I'll definitely do that. In terms of me making videos, hopefully I'll have one out by next week, but I can't promise you anything anymore, can I? It's been a very hectic month, with not a lot of time to do stuff, and this update also threw some plans out of the window. But yeah, next week, definitely more boating, and I guess I'll just see you then. So as usual, thank you everybody for watching. And again, I will see you all next week.